I believe they're ready.
I think you're right.
Son of a gun, I tell you what,
We're ready, too. Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell with Dave Brown and Corey Macklin, and we got one jam-packed. As a matter of fact, Dave, we got so much stuff going. Why don't we start?
Let's do it.
Now?
Let's get her going.
Let's go to Corey and see what he's got to offer.
Okay, we're ready for tag team action here today on USWA Championship Wrestling. One fall, 10 minutes in time. First introducing at a combined weight, 391 pounds, out of Morristown, New Jersey, Tony Myers, and his partner out of Memphis, Tennessee, Kid Reaper. Their opponents today coming in at a combined weight of 473 pounds. They are the USWA Tag Team Champions, Tommy Wildfire, Rich and Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Rich and Gilbert, Bill Rush is the official referee. And we are ready for action on our opening over to Lance Russell.
Okay, Corey, we are, in fact, ready for it. We've got Rich and Gilbert going against Raper and a young fella, Tony Myers, who will be making his first appearance in here that I'm familiar with. Corey, I don't know whether you've seen Tony Myers or not. I haven't seen him before. How about the bell?
Seen him a time or two here on USWA Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doug Gilbert opening up for the tag team champions. And that tag situation is kind of an interesting deal as we ended up with Doug and Tommy Rich winning. Whoa, took him right down with that hard DDT, and he popped him right off that side hip and drove him down hard. They won the title from Armstrong and Smothers, and they've had challenges from the Rock and Roll Express. Of course, Armstrong and Smothers want a rematch. PG-13, we've got an interesting situation we're going to be talking about a little bit later on that involves PG and Rich and Gilbert. And we remember very well, within the last year, one of the most rugged of all of the rugged tag matches was when PG-13 and Rich and Gilbert were going at it.
Got that right.
To talk about.
Whoa, little make-a-wish for Tony Myers. I don't know if it's the wish you wanted, though, for Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert, the USWA Tag Champions. Gilbert drags over Myers over in that corner. Uh-oh, there'll be a little trouble for Mr. Myers. Rams that leg into the ring post, Land.
Mentioning tag team action, we've got a round-robin tournament that's going to provide a challenger for the WWF title holders, the Smoking Guns, and we'll have more about that later on. Gilbert drops down with that knee right on the inner thigh of Tony Myers, wrapping him up into a figure four. Could be it right here and now. Myers caught in one that can really put some stress and strain on you. At count of 1, 2, and he gets the shoulder up.
Just barely he does. Tony Myers has been unsuccessful and then get an attack on his partner, Ken Raper. It's been all Myers against the tag team champions, and sooner or later it's going to bring a big wear and tear on Mr. Myers in there. Look at Rich dropping down on that leg.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They say that, you know, a young wrestler starting out, it's a learning experience. And that's a tough lesson to learn when you get in there with a couple of veterans like Gilbert and Rich, and you're facing it. He can't get a tag out. They won't let him loose, and that's going to be it. He gives it up on the figure four, second time around, and so the winners are going to be Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert as they successfully take Raper and Myers, and Raper never officially got in.
Never got in, and Doug's holding on to that figure four headlock. Tell you what we better do. Maybe we can get him to break that thing. Let's take a break.
While we take a break, we'll see if we can get him to break that figure four leg lock. Be back in a moment.
Here are some straight facts about Action News 5's Pinpoint Weather. InstAlert 5 gets severe weather warnings to you when seconds count. No other Mid-South television station can match our Pinpoint Doppler radar's accuracy. And WMC TD5 can show you live radar pictures in your neighborhood. right down to the street level in every town and every county in the entire TV5 viewing area. Remember, when storms threaten, you get warnings first from Action News 5's Pinpoint Weather. Dave Brown and the Action News 5 weather team. More than just another fair weather friend.
The 3 words furniture buyers have been waiting to hear all year long. 1/2 off. Now through Sunday at Heilig Myers, buy any item at our everyday low price. Then get the next item of equal or lesser value at 1/2 off. Which means after you buy a $500 item at Heilig Myers, the second $500 item you buy will cost you just $250. It's one big sale, and it's 1/2 off.
We're Heilig Myers.
There's no snow or ice inside the showroom at Covington Pike Toyota. Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Childers. It's nice and warm, and the deals are hot. This is the first big sale of 1996 at Covington Pike Toyota. You're going to find tremendous savings. Great deals on Liberty Bowl demo cars. I'm talking Avalons, Camrys, Corollas, and 4Runners. Many to choose from. A lot with over 1,000 new Toyotas, over 400 used cars. You grab your title, you grab your trade. Get in here. Here to the last customer leaves tonight, Sunday after church, Covington Pike Toyota.
America's #1 exclusive motorsport is on a roll. Memphis Area Ford Dealers presents the CarQuest Motor Spectacular. In association with Ice House Beer. Only at Mid-South Coliseum tonight and tomorrow. Only $10 in advance. The Smokecraft Monster Truck Challenge. Stars Bigfoot Smokecraft Turkey Maker Monster Patrol and Execution. Only $10 at Mid-South Coliseum. Also Hot Rod Drag Sand Racing. Plus Fierce Off-Road Tough Truck Competition. Meet the driver. Kids get a free C-Bot robot. Only $10 at Ticketmaster. The only show on dirt at Mid-South Coliseum.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it's hot right here with that opening bout as Gilbert and Rich showing the kind of guys that they are and the kind they can be. It's the only thing that's hot around. Dave, good night. This is a real winter storm.
Yeah, this one is a pretty serious situation. Matter of fact, it's a real serious situation. Winter storm watch remains in effect for all of the area. There's a winter storm warning for West Tennessee. What has been happening so far, I just checked, and as of 10 o'clock at International Airport, freezing drizzle. 28 degrees, wind out of the north at 20 for a chill factor of 1, +1. It's cold, though. Important thing, though, is the temperature. We're 4 degrees below freezing. Any of this drizzle that's falling, it tends to be okay for a while on the streets because the streets are warm. But then when you get to a bridge or overpass, especially those that are concrete, that don't have a layer of asphalt, it's like a sheet of ice. All of a sudden, you're sideways on that. There have been well over 50 accidents that police are working this morning in metropolitan Memphis. Most of them, if not all, on bridges and overpasses. I guess to say, just stay here and watch us the rest of the day.
Oh,
because
really?
It is hazardous out there. Temperature is not going to get above freezing. It's been as warm as it's going to be, so it's going to be a very treacherous situation this afternoon. We are still expecting snow to come in later on. Already snow being reported around Jonesboro and Blytheville. The snow extends into northern and western Arkansas. It's moving this way. Our heaviest snow that we get around the area will probably be late this afternoon and tonight, and according to the experts, we're still looking for 2 to 4 inches.
You ran into a couple of accidents coming in, and every one of them, we were talking to Action News, and they said every one of them involve an overpass or a bridge.
Yeah, I had to come around a totally different route from what I normally come to avoid bridges and overpasses. There were so many accidents, and as I would pass overpasses, I would go on one of the streets and see an overpass over here. There was a PST there with the lights flashing. There was a problem on that overpass.
You gave him some good advice. Stay right where you are and watch it. By golly, I'll tell you what, we got a lot of neat stuff coming up today. Had an interesting Texas death match between PG-13 and the Rock and Roll Express. They were looking for each other, and they had the kind of match where you keep going, no falls don't count, you go until somebody has to give it up. Let's take a look right now and see exactly what happened in that match. Pay attention to all the people that get involved.
Here comes Jesse James Armstrong now, and Armstrong goes the hubcap of PG-13. Here's Ricky Morton. Wolfie. Nails Armstrong, gets the pin, 2-3. He got him. Morton is out. He'll have a 10-second rest period. And following the 10-second rest period, he will have 10 seconds to answer the bell. Ricky Morton, now by hubcap. Referee Frank Morrell counting. He's at 5. Morton not getting up. I don't think he's going to make it. Oh, he Smothers comes out, sprays something in the eyes of Morton, and Morton jumps up to his feet in there, so he's able to escape that 10 count, but he's out again. Tracy Smothers, Jesse James Armstrong. 10. He doesn't get up, and PG-13 going to be declared the winners of the Texas Death Match. Smothers and Armstrong still out here. Oh, look at this. Ricky Morton unable to answer the bell, but Tracy Smothers and Jesse James Armstrong all out. And now they jump on PG-13 after JC and Wolfie are declared the winners of the Texas Death Match. Huh? Boy, I tell you, talk about brawling. Smothers and Armstrong continue to work over PG-13. Here comes help. Here comes Doug Gilbert. Rich and Gilbert in. Tommy Rich. Oh, boy. Rich nails JC Ice. Goes after Armstrong. JC comes over. He hits Rich. Oh, my goodness. What in the world is going on here? Rich and Gilbert out to help PG-13. Rich mistakenly nailed JC Ice. JC came back and hit Rich with a big right hand. And now it's Rich and Gilbert facing off with PG-13. PG-13. Oh, Rich hauls off. He slaps JC. Oh, my goodness. PG-13. Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert. All at it in there. Oh, boy. Well, now you got Smothers and Armstrong. PG-13, Rich and Gilbert. All of them in there. Doug Gilbert going up to Wolfie D. Rock and rolling Spice back. Oh, my goodness. Everybody's in there. Oh, reminds me of the old saying, everybody for the South. God for us all, because they are brawling it out. JC Ice going up to Robert Gibson. Wolfie D in there. Finally, Rock and Roll Express goes out. Doug Gilbert after Wolfie. Randy Howell's knocked down in there by Tommy Rich.
We mentioned a little bit earlier, Dave, about a round-robin tournament that's going to be coming up, and I think one of the most interesting thing in the world is the pairings. It will involve 4 tag teams, and there will be preliminary matches. Those 2 winners face each other for the right to go ahead and face the WWF champions, the Smoking Guns. The pairings are like this. Rock and Roll Express against Tracy Smothers and Jesse James Armstrong.
Yep.
And in the other first-round match, PG-13 against Tommy Gilbert and, Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert. Boy, I got to tell you, that's going to be a couple right then and there.
Yeah, I saw the card and I thought, wait a minute, is that a mistake? And then I realized what all had happened here in these previous matches, and I understand now. It's going to be interesting.
And you know, this will not be the first time that PG-13 has ever gotten in the ring with Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert.
That's true.
They had, as we mentioned earlier, within the last year, they had 1 session going, and they didn't like each other at all. Let's take a look at some of that history action. On Doug Gilbert and JC on Tommy Rich. Tommy went to his trunks and nailed JC. Yeah, he did. Kind of 1, 2, 3, he got it. 12 minutes, 24 seconds. We didn't get a good look. The TV cameras caught it, I'm sure. The new champs, Doug Gilbert and Wildfire, Tommy Rich. But this could be bad news. Oh! Scott Bud misses. He caught Tommy Rich. Rich with the one for God. He got it!
in the hood. You think you're real?
Look out, David. PG-13 had all they could stand. And here they are, out here jumping on Gilbert and Rich, who had been out totally out of order, running their mouth in a direction they shouldn't have been. And now we're trying to get this brawl broken up. Randy Hale's out.
Randy's calling for more help if there's anybody watching a monitor.
Tony Williams out.
Handed him his suitcase, but nope, the match continues. JC Ice nails Bob Dober on the apron.
Rich hit JC. He's got him covered. 1, 2, 3. And the winner and new tag champion, Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert.
Hey, Rich and Doug Gilbert, we beat you.
What is it? We're going to need some help out here. Wolfie D dropped down on the desk as Rich. What in the world are they doing now?
They're squirting something in Wolfie's eyes. What is that,
Tommy Rich. Hey, come on, Tommy. By Wolfie. And Tommy Rich jammed in the midsection. 14 minutes, 45 seconds. Wolfie D with that ball back. Oh. Wolfie, who had his eye just hammered on. Now winds up with that bat. JC holding it, and he crowned Tommy's arm. Her boy is really getting pounded around, thrown out of the ring. And here comes Peggy Rich over there. Now, if their team wins it, he's the loser. She can paint him, but this stuff of going over there and slapping away on him, she got no business doing that. Bleeding over here. Now George gets the referee back in. 1, 2, 3. He never caught Doug Gilbert. What kind of sports those guys would have been. Gorgeous George almost had a heart attack at the count of 2. Much less.
I know that you're going to see this, Tommy Rich. And I want you to look into these eyes right here. You look in this man's eyes, and I want you to know that this is not going to end until PG-13 puts you 3 miserable individuals to rest. And I promise, and that's all I've got to say, Lance.
George nails him right in the back. Puts him down in the ring. 1, 2. He got him. He got him, Lance. That's all you want, babe. New champion. As they've got JC Ice up on the table. And it is pounded and busted in half. JC Ice.
Headed this way right now, Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich. Some of the battles that have gone on. These guys have the USWA tag team titles around their waist. Doug Gilbert.
We've been in some battles, haven't we, Dave Brown?
Yeah, you have, no doubt.
You know what, Dave Brown? The battles that we have endured, we have always come out champions. And what I want to be is a champion. Dave Brown, Tommy Rich can tell you, I think all these people over here can tell you, I love belts. I love belts so much. I love belts more than I do anything else in the world. All I want is belts, belts, belts. Now see what it is, Dave Brown. Around here, things get a little biased every once in a while. Now see, since these people over here seem to like myself and Wildfire Tommy Rich, I mean, you ran through there and see that, right, Dave Brown? You're a smart man, no doubt about that, right? Since they like myself and Tommy Rich now, that Randy Hale, see, you know, he protects PG-13. You know what? Jamie Dundee's under one wing, that Wolfie D's on the other. Or better yet, that Wolfie D's in the passenger seat when Randy Hales is driving so he can be protected. But boys, we won't go any further than that because like you just saw, things just about did get out of hand. But like I told Wildfire Tommy Rich, it's better to let bygones be bygones and us remain the USWA Tag Team Champions. Right, Tommy?
Boy, you know what? You know, the bottom line is when Dangerous Doug and myself get together, when we're bad, we're real bad. And when we're good, we're real good. You know, a sad thing happened. Jamie Dundee thinks I hit him on purpose. Well, in the heat of the thing, Dangerous Doug and myself, for all these people, we come in here for one reason. That's to get the people behind us and wrestle anybody that got in the way. And ain't nobody stopping us. You know, Jamie Dundee, Wolfie D, y'all are tough. We had a run-in a long time ago. It didn't do you no good then. And with all these people behind us, it ain't gonna do them no good now.
Well, people...
Just about a stinking nut. Hey,
Tracy.
give me that microphone. What's this stuff, man? We sat back there, hey, look at me, and we watch a 5-minute video of y'all and PG-13, Wolfie D, JC Ice, Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert. Everybody forgot about the greatest team that's ever been, and that's the Thugs. Hey, we're going through y'all, we're going through PG-13, and we're going through the Rock and Roll Express, and then we're gonna whip the pop guns. You guys are finished, man. We're sick of all of you.
Well, you gotta get through Rock and Roll Express, and here are a couple of guys who are gonna be looking at y'all.
Hold up just a second. We were the baddest champions to ever walk around here. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. We're the guys that need to be holding those belts. And you need to give us a shot, Doug Gilbert.
The last time we had a run-in with you two, you wound up beat, battered, and bald, didn't you, boy?
I don't know nothing about that, Doug Gilbert. You got pretty hurt yourself, and so did he. I don't know what y'all are talking about, man. We are the cats, man. We're the ones that need to have their belts. You know, while we're at it, let's just clear everything up right now, Doug Gilbert. Tommy Wildfire Rich last week, man, 4 guys were beating your brains out all over the building, and JC Ice and Wolfie D come to the aid of Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert once again. And in the heat of the passion, you're right, I did punch you. And it wasn't the heat of the passion. I didn't know it was you. And if I did know it was you, it wouldn't have happened that way. But then when you came back, you intentionally punched JC Ice. And I believe that.
You wasn't big enough to hold the boy that you was holding. He ducked out of your way and I hit you. The way I see it, it was your fault.
Don't put your fingers on me again, Red, and get your finger out of my face. You tell your partner to see, Doug, you know. You tell your partner to jump back off his high horse, man.
Well, you hold on just one second. I will tell him, Tommy, he did come down to help.
That's right.
That is right, right? That's right. But it's just like Tommy Rich said, Wolfie D. When he come down, J.C. Ice was holding the man, and he ducked out of the way, and that's the reason Tommy Rich hit you.
That's your fault, big boy, because you wasn't big enough to hold him, I think.
I'm big enough to hold my own, man. Maybe, Tommy, maybe you're just so stupid you don't know how to aim a punch or something. Can you not punch right or something?
You know how stupid we are? Is we're so stupid that we're the USWA Tag Team Champions, and if you've got a problem with that,
what you need to do is get that finger out of my face and
I'll get out of your face.
Get you down.
Well, they're going at each other. All right, bring some more air. Yeah, here comes some folks out to break them up.
Boy, I'll tell you one thing, they just can't forget all the things that happened in the past, Dave. No doubt about it.
Well, the bad blood comes back, even though it was an accident this past time. They remember what happened in the past, so it's hard to consider it an accident, I guess, in their mind. Boy, we got them all over the Corey, and Corey's got Doug Gilbert backed out of the action. They've got, here's Doug jumping back in after Wolfie. Watch it.
JC won't let it go. He jumps right back in on Gilbert. And Rich being held out by 3 of them. And look at Wolfie D going back after Rich. This was not our main event. Let's take a break, Dave, and let's see if we can get this thing down. Come on, you. We'll take a break, Dave.
Come on, Doug. Come on. Oh. That's it.
Well, I tell you, I really don't think that anybody intentionally came out here looking to get in a fight. But it's like you said, they just won't let bygones be bygones.
Well, in a little one-upmanship, I know, Tommy and Doug are out here saying they're the greatest champions ever. They've got the belts. And then Armstrong and Smothers feel like they should have the belts. And then PG thinks they should have it. Well, speaking of Smothers and Armstrong.
They are former champions. They had them and lost them to Gilbert and Rich.
Before we were rudely interrupted, before it was 4 against 2, Lance Russell, everyone seems to forget the team that beat PG-13 some time ago is the Thugs, Jesse James and Tracy Smothers.
I haven't forgotten.
Yeah, we defended the belt against them many times. They couldn't win it. Rich and Gilbert come out here, backfighters, cheat. They got the titles. Now we're in this tournament to see who wrestles the pop guns. Well, you know what, Lance Russell? We're real happy people. I know y'all all hate it because all the snow and ice outside and all these idiots out here that can't drive or wrecking, but we're real happy. We're just so happy because we're going through all these 3 teams, and then we're going to be the WWF Tag Team Champions, right?
You're going to have to face Rock and Roll Express in the first round.
That's enough out of you, Lance Russell. You see, it's real cold here in Memphis, but Jesse James is real stinking hot. You dig it? You see, I've been to the World Wrestling Federation, and if it wasn't for goofy Double J Jeff Jarrett, I'd still be there wreaking havoc on every superstar there is. But because the goof kicked me out, brings me down here, now what we're going to do is beat the Rock and Roll Express. You see, Rock and Roll Express, you had a day. Your day was yesterday. Doug Gilbert and Tommy Rich, you had your day too. It was a week and a half ago. Well, brother, PG-13, your day is yet to come, and it may not ever come, because the bottom line is this. The Thugs are going to the WWF, and the Smoking Guns are shooting nothing but blanks. We're going away with all the titles.
USWA Tag Team Champions, World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, the best team that there ever was, Lance Russell. These guys out here, they're beating each other half to death. Rich and Gilbert, PG don't get along. Well, we're brothers, man. Don't leave me hanging. You're looking at the next World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, right, Jess?
Well, I can tell you one thing. That would be some sweet revenge for Jesse James Armstrong to be able to get back in and get a shot at the guns for the WWF title. Do you believe some emotions are running a little bit on the high side?
Man, I tell you what, I think it's just an indication of how much each of these teams wants to win the match. I think the WWF title shot is almost secondary in their minds at this point. They know that's coming up. They know that's part of it, but they just want to get at each other and get the victory here.
We want to give everybody an opportunity to hear about getting tickets to come up here and join us the way these folks did today. But before we do, Dave, I want to say hi to one of our old friends, Jack Eaton, who is having a little trouble with a hip. I had to have a little operation on it. We hope Jack's getting along fine. We'll be looking forward to seeing Big Jack out shooting the hoop hoops again.
Absolutely. I was quoting Big Jack on the radio last night. I hope you don't mind. Get well soon, big guy.
Okay.
Let's talk about tickets. They're free, but in order to join us, you have to send a self-addressed stamped envelope with your ticket request. If you don't put that self-addressed stamped envelope in there, you won't get the tickets back. Other than that, the tickets are free. Here's the address. Studio Wrestling Tickets, WMC TV, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee. Our zip code 38104. You can request up to 4. If you want more than that, we can accommodate that too. If you have a scout group, birthday party, something like that. But if you do ask for more than 4, please include the name of a responsible party and a daytime telephone number where you can be reached so that we can get back to you, or we can, the people who do the tickets, so that they can find out exactly how many tickets you are going to need for that particular day. So, Studio Wrestling Tickets, WMC TV, 1960 Union, Memphis, Tennessee. Our zip code 38104. We would absolutely love to have you join us down here for all the great action on Studio Wrestling.
And before long, they'll be sitting right out here with the folks, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you up here. Hey, listen, we want to tell you Wednesday night, the big action comes. And, brother, I mean to tell you, it is going to be a By the way, Dave, is this going to be one of these snow things that's going to last with us a week? Or
no, I don't think so. I think it'll warm up again by midweek. We're looking for 50s on Wednesday afternoon with partly cloudy.
I hear that. So it'll be up in the 50s on Wednesday. And we'll be looking for you to come on out and join us. We've got a big night starting at 7:30. Mid-South Coliseum. You can get advance tickets as well as Ticketmaster locations. And the first match is going to open up with Dark Death going against the Spellbinder.
Following that, you got a trash can match. I think you can understand a trash can is going to be involved. And look at the two guys who are going to be involved in it.
Yeah, I love it.
Scott Bowden in downtown Bruno. As Jackie Fargo used to say, that's one where you just buy yourself a big box of popcorn and a soft drink and sit back and enjoy the action.
There you go. USWA ladies title match will be when Miss Texas defends against Lady Satan.
Return grudge match. The Birdman, Koko Ware, going against Too Sexy, Brian Christopher.
There's a couple of guys that don't forget each other in a hurry, and that's going to be a great return match. And then the one-night round-robin tournament to determine the contenders for the WWF tag titles, and that's the Rock and Roll Express going against Jesse James Armstrong and Tracy Smothers. And other first-round match will be Wildfire Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert against PG-13, with the winners of those two matches meeting each other to go against the Guns from the WWF for those titles.
In between the first-round matches and the finals, though, we've got a return USWA heavyweight title match. The USWA title will be against Lawler's original Southern title belt. Tex Slazenger will be, when he'll have Scott Bowden over in his corner, will be going against the King. The USWA heavyweight title on the line by Slazenger, but if Slazenger wins, he gets that original Southern title held by Jerry the King Lawler. It's the belt that Lawler held so long when they retired it. He was the one that was awarded the belt. It had been considered for so long Lawler's title anyway.
Boy, you better believe. We said it a million times, and Jerry said it 2 million times about my title and all. And he believes it, and it means a great deal to him. We'll have some more comments to make about it a little bit later on. The final match, of course, as Dave indicated, will be that winner's match in the round-robin tournament, and that's the Rich Gilbert PG-13 winner going against the Rock and Roll Express Tracy Smothers Jesse James Armstrong winner, and that will determine who will get the shot at the WWF titles. All of that is on Wednesday. Mid-South Coliseum, 7:30 is the time, and gracious goodness, it would be nice to have you right down there with it on Wednesday. Looking forward to it. Dave, we got plenty of action. By the way, talking about tag teams, as Memphis has always been known as the tag capital of the world, we've got a main event today that's a 6-man tag where we are going to be having PG-13 and Brian Christopher going against Tracy Smothers, Jesse James Armstrong, and Dark Death. That's later in today's show. Be back in a moment.
Do you know me? You may not recognize me without my hair. I'm Cy Sperling, Hair Club's first client. And since 1968, I've helped thousands of men with thinning hair. If you have thinning hair, this new booklet, The 10 Commandments to Great Looking Hair, is something you should have. You'll find out how close science is to curing baldness through genetic engineering, the pros and cons of minoxidil, proper hair care, and much more. Call our toll-free number now and get your free booklet, The 10 Commandments to Great-Looking Hair. Just look at the difference it made for me.
If you'd like to know more about thinning hair, then call the number on your screen now. We'll send you the 10 Commandments to great-looking hair absolutely free. And we'll also include Hair Club's comprehensive brochure. We'll tell you about the latest developments in hair loss treatment and how we can help. You'll see before and after photographs of men like yourself who today are looking and feeling their very best. Remember, the brochure is free, and you'll receive this new booklet as our gift. So call now. Operators are standing by.
Excalibur, one of the baddest boys on the monster truck circuit, will be at Chuck Hutton Saturday, January 6th. You and your family can actually ride Excalibur for free. But there's more than monster trucks at Chuck Hutton. There's S10 pickups with air, 5-speed, and more for $10,997. All CK trucks, all CK four-wheel drives are available for 4.9% APR. Monster trucks and monster truck savings at the #1 Chevy dealer in the region. Don't miss Excalibur, January 6th at Chuck Hutton Chevrolet. It's Jolly Royal's name brand sale-a-thon.
Cement sleeper with Maxopedic mattress and free love seat, $37 a month.
A Singer lighted china or 5-piece table set, $24 a month or $449 cash.
Johnston Tom Big Queen Cherry Rice Bed or Queen Sleigh Bed, $399 cash.
A Benchcraft dual reclining sectional with sleeper, $62 a month.
Your choice. A Sealy Posturepedic or Certa Perfect Sleeper, $399 for the set.
An Armstrong 3-piece cherry wall unit, $599 cash.
Lane Rocker Recliner, $24 a month.
Don't miss Jolly Royal's name brand sale-a-thon.
Harry, over here. Is your colon still bothering
Sophia,
you?
please.
You're out of sorts, aren't you? Hi, I see you found our new preventive nutrition colon care. Harry, he's a regular.
Sylvia.
GNC's new colon care formula. It's better in 3 ways. It helps bring gentle, natural relief. You get wheat and oat fiber to help clean the colon, and it has friendly cultures that are helpful to the system.
Don't say it, Sylvia. I'm buying 2. They're on sale.
Colon care, available only at GNC.
Coverage you can count on. Today on Action News 5.
Yeah, last week we had an incident that took place with Koko Ware returning to the USWA.
Yeah, he's been back a couple of weeks complaining and causing problems since he's been here.
Attitude problem, you know, and son of a gun, we've known Koko a long time, but he just feels like he hadn't been getting a fair shake. Well, I'll tell you, he didn't give a fair shake. Take a look and see what happened with Koko Ware and Brian Christopher when Brian was out here. As he is pounding, Koko Ware. He grabs a hold of Christopher, runs him right flat into the desk. Yeah, ring the bell. I wouldn't get near it. I wouldn't touch it. Imagine the bell just rang as Koko Ware is pounding Christopher's head down on the desk. Brian jumped from behind as he was slugging it out with Tracy Smothers over in the crowd, and Koko got him from behind. Here comes Randy Hales trying to separate him off of Christopher. As referee Bill Rush was able to get hold of an arm for a moment. We're going to take...
Koko Ware, as we said, been around a couple of weeks now, and it's been a problem both times when we've seen him. That episode you just saw. And the week before that, Koko came out here. He was complaining that nobody was paying any attention to him. Jumps a couple of young guys. One of them's in the ring right now, the Yellow Jacket. The other one, Tony Williams. And Koko, you're here, but I don't know about the attitude that you've been displaying so far.
Shut up, Dave Brown. I got a whole lot I got to say. You see, ever since I've been here, I told everybody what I was gonna do, and I did it. I shaved that big old goose head. I saved Randy Hale's butt. Well, you see now, Brian Christopher, you see, I didn't finish the job where I started, Brian Christopher. I will finish the job. I guarantee you. So you better get out while you got a chance, Brian Christopher, because I'm telling you, I didn't come in the USWA to help somebody. I come here to hurt somebody. Oh, yeah! And now I'm going to make an example out of this yellow jacket. He's going to be carried out on a stretcher. So, Brian Christopher, you done bit off more you can chew. So, brother, get yourself in order, because when the Birdman see you again, you're going to be history.
Koko Ware headed to the ring right now. He's got a match against the Yellow Jacket coming up. Official introductions for this one. Here's Corey Macklin.
Okay, Dave, here we go with action. One fall, 10 minutes in time. First introducing 190 pounds out of parts unknown, the Yellow Jacket. And his opponent, 230 pounds from the great state of Tennessee, Koko Ware. Over to Lance and Dave.
Yeah, Koko just couldn't wait. He ran right by Corey on the introductions and attacked the Yellow Jacket.
Last time that they got together, Yellow Jacket came out and was injured in the match, and he indicated he wanted another crack at Koko. I'm not sure that was the smartest thing ever. Boy, look at that Koko Ware go. This guy's an athlete, no question. 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Ooh, just a matter of fact, look at that look on that face right there. All he's focused on is getting the count of 1, 2, 3, and then looking down the road to find Brian Christopher, who he's also got a problem with. Now, the match is over. Come on. Bill Rush trying to get it broken up. There comes some help. Koko didn't take kindly to that, I'm afraid. No, he didn't. Boy.
That was not the way to get Koko's attention. Brain bird buster, as Koko now calls it. Drops him straight down, and I mean to tell you, here's a guy who came in simply trying to help the Yellow Jacket out, and ended up making an ill-advised pop on Koko's back. Koko Ware. And he ended up with a victory and ended up also not endearing himself to anybody.
They're always trying to jump me from behind. He must be working for Brian Christopher. But Christopher, you're mine!
Well, we'll find out about that later on. We
That's why they have matches, Dave.
Do have the match scheduled. Brian Christopher, in spite of what Koko says, tell him take this opportunity to get out and all that sort of stuff. Brian Christopher's not going to back up from him or anybody else. There's no doubt about it. That match coming up a little bit later. We tell you what we need to do right here. Do we need to just continue?
Take a break, I think.
Yeah. Okay. We've got a technical problem with some of the equipment, so let's see. Maybe let's go ahead and talk about what's going on out of town. Okay.
You ready for a break?
Now,
you got it.
Now it's working.
We'll be back in just a moment.
You may not recognize me without my hair. I'm Cy Sperling, Hair Club's first client. And since 1968, I've helped thousands of men with thinning hair. If you have thinning hair, this new booklet, The 10 Commandments to Great Looking Hair, is something you should have. You'll find out how close science is to curing baldness through genetic engineering, the pros and cons of minoxidil, proper hair care, and much more. Call our toll-free number now and get your free booklet, The 10 Commandments to Great Looking Hair. Just look at the difference it made for me.
If you'd like to know more about thinning hair, then call the number on your screen now. We'll send you the 10 Commandments to great-looking hair absolutely free. And we'll also include Hair Club's comprehensive brochure. We'll tell you about the latest developments in hair loss treatment and how we can help. You'll see before and after photographs of men like yourself who today are looking and feeling their very best. Remember, the brochure is free, and you'll receive this new booklet as our gift. So call now. Operators are standing by.
Okay, let's take a look at USWA Championship Wrestling on Tour. Begins Wednesday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Wednesday night, January 10th, there are 8 big matches signed. 7:30 bell time coming up Wednesday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. Big night of action, including that one-night round-robin tournament that will be held down at the Coliseum Wednesday night. Looking for you to join us. Be sure to pick up those advance tickets on sale at the Mid-South Coliseum and all Ticketmaster outlets for Wednesday night. Also coming up Friday night, Blytheville, Arkansas, National Guard Armory on Division Street. 8 o'clock is bell time. Boy, we have some great USWA wrestling fans right there in Blytheville, and we are looking for you to join us for all of the action coming up in Blytheville, Arkansas, Friday night, January the 12th. Look at the lineup. Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, PG-13, Ms. Texas, all are signed for Blytheville, Arkansas, coming up Friday night in Blytheville. 8 o'clock is bell time. Big night of action in Blytheville, Arkansas, Friday night. Wednesday, January 17th, we're back at the Sheraton Casino Center. Great atmosphere for USWA wrestling. Always a tremendous crowd on hand for the action. The King, Jerry Lawler, will be at the Sheraton. Too Sexy Brian Christopher, Richard Gilbert, PG-13, Rock and Roll Express, also at the Sheraton Casino. The first appearance for the Rock and Roll Express there at the Sheraton, a USWA heavyweight title match. Also, Miss Texas signed at the Sheraton Casino Tunica, Wednesday, January 17th. Also coming up Saturday night, January 27th in Jonesboro, Arkansas, USWA wrestling at the Earl Bell Community Center, always on Church Street for wrestling. Saturday, January 27th, Jonesboro, Arkansas. That, my friend, is USWA Championship Wrestling on tour. Nothing in the world like being right there, seeing it live when it comes to your hometown, as we always tell you. Lancer, we've got more action coming up right here on USWA Wrestling.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we got action. We got a 6-man tag match that I'm really looking forward to, Corey. We have got PG-13 and Brian Christopher joining up against Armstrong, Smothers, and Dark Death, and that's our main event today. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to crown our way into that one and get to it in just a few moments. Big Tex Slazenger will be out here too. We've got him in action going with a. That's all right here on the USWA Championship Wrestling for this day. I think what we need to do right now, Mr. Corey, is take a break, and we'll be back in just one moment.
Well, let's not take a break. Why don't we get ready for action? Maybe we have more action. Still some technical
I'll tell you what,
difficulties here.
Let me slide on. Wait just a minute.
I'm plugged in your box.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Here, I'm going to let you have that. I tell you what I'm going to do right now. I mentioned it a little bit earlier when we were talking about the match that was coming up with Jerry Lawler and Tex Slazenger, and it's going to be the kind of match where the USWA heavyweight title is going to be put up against, and Scott Bowden insisted that this take place. This is the original Southern heavyweight title match, Corey. This one goes back a long, long time before you ever got involved. You might have been watching about that time, but I can guarantee you that this son of a gun right here means more than you can believe to Jerry the King Lawler. This was the first major title that the King ever held, and it's one that, of all the titles that he has held, and I mean the unified title indeed, which proved he was king of the whole universe, this one probably means personally. Jerry was supposed to be here today, but he got snowed in and was unable to get back to Memphis. And so what we had to do, I had to go by the house, his house, and pick this belt up. Let me read some of the names off of this, because these are so, and some of you old wrestling fans, you'll join with me as you remember back. If I can see, it's so worn in there. Irish Mike Clancy defeated Jackie Fargo in 1959 for this belt in Birmingham, Alabama. Audience was 6,000 folks that gathered. Here's one that even predates that. Henry Harrell defeated Tex Riley on April the 16th, 1952. Jackson, Tennessee was the site of that Southern heavyweight bout. It was in the tournament finals. Herb Welch defeated Henry Harrell on June the 25th in 1952 in Knoxville, Tennessee. Boy. And it goes on and on. The great Tojo Yamamoto ended up defeating Herb Welch for the belt in Birmingham, Alabama on February the 18th, 1957. It's one of those things, my friend, you can't go out to the store and buy. I don't care what kind of price you got on it. It's history. And that's exactly, you may not know the King as well as I do, but he really enjoys the things that go back and touch him in the heart.
I'll tell you what, excuse me, I hate to interrupt you, but let's take a quick break and we're going to get back.
Oh, okay. If they're ready for the break right now, we'll go back to it and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, Corey had to get ready for our next bout in there, and I'll tell you what we will do. I guess I didn't say all I had to say about that Southern heavyweight belt, and I do want to have the opportunity to tell you right now that this is a son of a gun that, you know, Lawler hates hair matches above all, and I don't blame him. I mean, those son of guns, he's lost his hair, and he knows what it can do.
Well, he also knows that the more times you go to the well, the more times you put the hair on the line, your odds of losing your hair go up, and he doesn't like to do that.
And all of that has to tie in with the fact, as much as he hates hair matches, he loves this more. Scott Bowden is well aware of the fact of the kind of the history that Jerry respects and the things that it meant to him, and he knows what this belt means to Jerry. And so he decided what he would do was say, okay, we'll give you a return match for the USWA heavyweight title. But what you're going to have to do is put up that Southern heavyweight belt. And that, my friend, is something that took a long decision before the King ever decided to do it. He took a long time before he ever had his first hair match. And believe me, he took a long, here comes Scott Bowden out here right now. And I'm sure in his long history, he's got some things that are sentimental to him, but I doubt it.
Lance Russell, I'm in a particularly foul mood today because, you see, Jerry Lawler tried to take my most prized possession from me. He threw a fireball at my face. I've missed photo shoots at John Casablanca Modeling Institute all week. Jerry Lawler, you've cost me a lot of money. But that's okay, baby, because I go through money like Downtown Bruto goes through a cheap six-pack of beer. You understand what I'm saying? This week, though, I'm coming after your most prized possession. This old hunk of tin, this Southern heavyweight title.
Let me hold it.
Now, Lance Russell, I know this belt means a lot to you because you have a lot in common with this belt, Lance Russell.
I've seen a lot of that.
You're both old and worthless. This belt is nothing but a piece of junk. This is 1996, not 1956. The only belt that means anything today is the USWA heavyweight title. And who holds that? Tex Slazenger and Scott Bowden. We are co-holders of that USWA heavyweight title. And this week, I have started... Shut up! This week, I have started Operation White Trash. I'm going to have a trash can down there this week, and this belt is going to go right in it.
Well, get your hands off of it.
Oh, you talk about the history. I felt like I was in history class back in college. Henry Harold, Tex Riley, Tojo Yamamoto, all those guys are dead right now. Who cares about the past? I hate the past. Oh, listen, I'm sure you do, Laird.
Jerry Lawler.
Oh, I'm sure you're tearing up right now. Jackie Fargo, he's off in alcohol rehab right now. This belt is a lot, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Jerry Lawler? The only reason they had to make a new one is because this one couldn't go around your waist anymore. Let me tell you something, Lawler. I'm taking this belt from you, me and Tex Slazenger. I'm putting it in a garbage can. I'm taking it out to the Germantown dump, and you're never going to see that belt again, Lawler. And if I have my way, we're never going to see Jerry Lawler again. How about that?
You're not taking it right now, I'll tell you that.
You're trying to take my face from me, Lance Russell.
Yeah, well, I guarantee you one thing. You're going to wish you hadn't ever brought this belt up when you get Lawler involved.
Oh, okay, Dad. Okay, Dad. I guess you know everything you're talking about. This belt.
Will you get your hands off that belt? You haven't won. Keep away. Get out there. Will you get out of here, Scott?
I'm going to own it after this week.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to do it in the ring. It's certainly not going to be something with that big mouth of yours. Let's go to Corey.
Okay, Lance. Boy, that Bowden is something. We're ready for action now. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. First introducing 187 pounds, wrestling out of Millington, Tennessee. Here is Charlie Laird. And his opponent on his way to the ring area now. The current holder of the USWA heavyweight title, coming in at a weight of 320 pounds. Out of Amarillo, Texas, here is Tex Slazenger. corner. One fall, 10 minutes in time. The official referee is referee Bill Rush, and we'll go over now to Lance Russell and Dave Brown. Over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Corey. Well, the USWA Heavyweight Championship belt is over here. That belt does mean something, but it's not the only one that means something, Scott Bowden.
Well, I tell you, it's just attitudes like this Bowden's got that can get me so irritated.
Hey, Lance, shut up, okay? This is nothing but a tune-up right here. I got my trash can. This guy named Charlie Laird. We're going to put him in the trash can today.
It's Charlie Laird, and don't you have somewhere else you need to be right now?
Yeah, like I tell you, there's a good pair right over there. Scott Bowden in a trash can. Down on the mat goes the big Tex. The champion is caught down at a short arm scissors with Charlie Laird. Bill Rush down to check the shoulders as Laird handling the big guy pretty good. And how's he get out of it? Rakes him right in the eyes. Nice wrestling move, Tex.
Hey, Bowden all kicked back over at ringside, got his feet up on the apron, celebrating every move by Tex Slazenger. Isn't it amazing how Bowden can all of a sudden sign on with these guys who, after these guys are already a championship, then all of a sudden Bowden decides, hey, I think I'll be your manager. Huh?
Yeah, you hear him say, we're co-holders of the belt. What in the world? Well, of course, I'll admit, he does get his nose involved into things and can sway a match one way or the other, but he certainly doesn't have any part of that belt other than he happens to be representing Tex Slazenger right now. Charlie Laird. Ooh, put down hard. Slazenger covers him. That ought to be it right there. Slazenger, a big 300-pounder, and he covers Charlie Laird up with no problem at all. Charlie gave him a go at the beginning. All right, now what is it now? It's not enough you come out here and interfere and start all that kind of garbage you're talking about. You bring the trash can. Get it over with you. That fits for you.
Today, I'm officially kicking off Operation White Trash. I'm getting rid of all the garbage here in the USWA. And as you can see, I have a shiny silver trash can from Germantown. And you know why that is? It's because every day the trash men come to Germantown, and they don't only take away the trash, they replace our garbage cans every single day. Because we don't like to see our trash get all rotten and smelling. And speaking of rotting and smelling, let's talk about downtown Bruno. Let's talk about the biggest piece of trash going.
Wait a minute. See, first of all, this is verbal. This is not physical. Now, you want to talk about trash, son? Look here. Everybody knows something. Germantown was famous for a baseball team, #1 in the whole country, right?
Famous for Scott Bowden, too, the home of Scott Bowden.
You know why that was? Because a bunch of punks like you that don't have to go out and pick up aluminum cans, don't have to get a job after school. All they have to do is practice baseball, see? So they're a bunch of losers with no life, bunch of white bread trash like you.
To me, sounds like winners to me.
You touch me again, I'll knock you out, son.
Oh, really?
You talk about a trash can match, you and me. Well, look.
I'm sure you've seen one of these before because you're usually eating out of one.
Well, you know what?
And I got news for you. You're going to be stuffed in one this week.
Be quiet.
Oh, be quiet.
Best of luck.
You're going to make me?
I'll knock you in the head with this one.
Do it.
Now, look. Everybody can see there's never been any trash in here. This is clean. This is something you went to a hardware store.
It's from Germantown.
Well, you know what? I want to show you something. This here trash can is from a trailer park in Walls, Mississippi. Now look in here.
I don't doubt that.
See this? This is exactly where we're going to go. Well, you know what? You can call me white trash. You can call me filthy. But this is the filthiest trash can ever was. You're going to be in it, son. And you know why? Because I like being a dog. It's like Mama says. It bees that way, son.
You guys settle your differences some other time. We got to take time out, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Come back.
About making pizza for my grandpa, and he didn't even cook, but he taught me always to do my best. So we use the best ingredients. We use only fresh packed tomatoes for Papa John's sauce, and real mozzarella cheese, and lean meats. Grandpa was right. You've got to do your very best. It's that simple. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Your busy family deserves our family special. 1 large pizza with the works and 1 large 2-topping pizza, just $15.95.
Welcome to C&W Auto Sales and Salvage. We specialize in the lowest price and the best service on all glass and column repair. Motors, rotors, starters, radiators, front caps, all at the best price.
I'm Easy Money.
I'm Jammin' Joel.
Without a question.
We're your parts connection.
Let us hook you up.
Hi, I'm Wanda Cat, owner of C&W Auto Sales and Salvage, and I'll pay you cash for your old junk car.
We crush the competition!
Christmas has come and Christmas has gone, but Frontier's 9888 Snakeskin Special lives on. So if Santa missed that snakeskin request, Frontier's first quality boots are really the best. So many styles, so much to choose. At 9888, you just can't lose. Back to work after the holiday rush. Wolverine boots and Carhartt workwear are truly a must. Frontier Ranch Supply Western Store, 4890 Lamar, about a mile south of Perkins, open 7 days a week. ARCA Championship Finals Rodeo, Circle G Arena, January 12th and 13th.
Good boys play with toy trucks.
Bad boys play with monster trucks.
Good boys play with toy jets.
PG-13 and Brian Christopher, that is an aggressive threesome right there. If these guys, all of them, are the kind of attitude that they flat are going to take up any challenge that's offered, don't care where it is, and they're in a situation today that they've got somebody challenging. Jesse James Armstrong. Tag. Tracy steps out. Wolfie stays in. I'm kind of surprised at that. I thought they'd bring the first man in.
So here we go. Marietta, Georgia, Jesse James Armstrong. Armstrong with a little intimidation over there, or trying to intimidate J.C. Ice and Brian Christopher. I'm not sure it's working. Armstrong goes in after Wolfie D. Wolfie standing up on that arm, twisting the arm of Jesse James. Backs him up, whips him in. Wolfie sets him up, and J.C., boy, what a move in there, Lance.
Caught him coming off the ropes, had that slingshot effect, and he nailed him with a clothesline that put Jesse flat on his back. His head bounced off that knot of hair on the back of his head. And PG-13 loving every minute of that. And look at Brian Christopher. He said, whoa, something the matter down there, Jesse James? I tell you, these guys are aggressive. They do like to mix it up, all three of them. No slouches on the other side. I can't speak for Dark Death because we have not previously seen Dark Death in action here on USWA. And as yet, Dark Death has not had the tag to be in that ring. Just Tracy and now Jesse James Armstrong.
J.C. Ice of the PG-13 tag team. Backed in the corner there by Jesse James Armstrong. And Armstrong nails it. Couple of shots right to the midsection. Whips him into the other side. J.C. Oh, he may have faked him off now. Look at that. Nice move from J.C. Ice. Yeah. Took him right down in there.
Hey, you're up on points.
My
Got
mic,
you back working
yeah,
over there.
my mic just fell flat apart. The cable fell. That's got a lock in there. That can't do that.
What a day today.
In the ring,
super
sexy
kick, okay?
Brian
I made it right now.
for his very first appearance in this six-man tag.
Uh-oh. They're calling for the super kick from Too Sexy. Brian getting warmed up in there, and Tracy Smothers feeling it. He stepped back. He's getting away from that kick of Christopher's.
Anybody that's been around for 3 weeks knows full well what they're talking about when they talk about Christopher's super kick. He can deliver it super. No two ways about it. Tie it up. Tracy Smothers comes out with the advantage, but not for long.
Whoa!
Brian keeping it taut.
He sure did. Dark Death saw it cock, and he didn't get in there. He's just standing right on the outside of the ring. And Smothers and Armstrong get out of there quick.
You want to get some of it? He wants that one. Yeah, you know what I mean? Who's the man?
Boy, he can do a hot dogging, can he? Tracy Smothers and too sexy Brian Christopher in the middle of the ring now. Tingling out. Christopher holding his own with Smothers. Brian giving up about 15, 16-pound weight difference to Tracy Smothers. Oh, boy. Scott Bowden has showed up at ringside now. Right here along with King Paul. Christopher! Oh! Good move. 1, 2, and Smothers kicks out at him.
I don't know whether you saw it a little earlier, Corey. It looked like Jesse James Armstrong was checking the hand of Dark Death. It looked like he was going to say, "What's wrong with you?" I didn't see it reaching out there to tag anybody. You know? Jesse back in there with Brian Christopher. Dark Death still hasn't made his debut inside the ropes.
Well, in fact, Dark Death is standing exactly where he stood when he came in there. He hasn't moved. J.C. Ice backs up Jesse James Armstrong. Reversal there, whipped into the rope. J.C. went for the flying press. Armstrong got away from it, and J.C. finds himself now Armstrong goes to work on him, drops the knee down on J.C. Ice, comes back with another one. Jesse James Armstrong taking advantage of the mistake made by J.C. Ice with that flying press. And now we will see for the first time on USWA Wrestling, Dark Death. Look at this, Dark Death picks up J.C. That chokehold just drops him down. Boy, Dark Death coming in here at a weight of about 260 pounds. Snatched up J.C. in the air and just dropped him down in there, Laird.
Tracy Smothers pounding on J.C. very hard with a fist. Whip across the ring diagonally and he misses. J.C. long gone. Tag back on. We got to take a break and we'll be back in a minute. We'll keep it rolling right here. Be back.
Let us entertain you with sensational savings on famous Boyer Hill Entertainment Centers. This unit is available in Okra Cherry, just $7.99. Store-wide savings special terms too. Fleming Fine Furniture.
Paul's Auto Salvage, home of 1,000,000 parts. Call or come by 3100 Gill Road and see Dennis Hall's large inventory of both domestic and foreign parts. Bumper-to-bumper body parts, used and rebuilt engines and transmissions. They also specialize in both new and used glass replacement for all makes and models of cars and trucks. For steering column and theft repair, Dennis Hall's guarantees the lowest prices in Memphis.
Hi, I'm Dennis Hall. For the best prices in town, come on down.
A lot of places seem to think a good value just means a low price. I think it's only a value if it tastes good. That's why we make things fresh on Wendy's 99-cent Super Value menu.
Right now, you can choose Wendy's 99-cent old-fashioned country fried steak sandwich. It's lightly breaded, cooked to a golden brown, and served with lettuce and mayonnaise. And where else but Wendy's can you enjoy your country fried steak with a Caesar side salad, baked potato, or even a Frosty for just 99 cents each on Wendy's Super Value menu.
Better food makes it a better value.
Now you can buy a nice car, too. Credit problems? No problem. Come to Schaefer Motors at 3360 Elvis Presley Boulevard. If you have slow, weak, bad credit, no credit, bankrupt, we can help. We have late model cars at prices you can afford. No insurance required. Trade-ins welcome. If you've ever been denied credit at other area dealers, we can help. Down payments as low as $5.99 and approval in 1 hour. Come by 3360 Elvis Presley between Winchester and Brooks Road for a fine pre-owned car.
Whoa, boy, I'll tell you, it happened to us. We got caught in a break. We had to take the break, though, and what happened ultimately, the payoff was Brian Christopher is the one that came sailing off the rope. Bang, nailed Dark Death, who finally got in there just enough time to get nailed, put down, 1, 2, 3, and the team of PG-13, Brian Christopher, win the match.
Indeed, exciting day today, unusual day for us. Quick weather check. Let me show you what's going on with our current radar. This is super radar. That huge area over Arkansas and Missouri, that's an area of snow that is moving in this direction. Little Rock has now upgraded to a heavy snow warning for northeast Arkansas. Everything remains in effect for metropolitan Memphis. Right now, Memphis International reporting freezing drizzle and 26 degrees. The wind chill is 2 below. Light snow in Millington and 26 degrees. Very hazardous drivings. Right now, police are working more than 40 accidents, and we're told there is a 2-hour wait for a tow, so don't go out unless you have to. Bridges and overpasses, extremely hazardous. Don't drive unless you have to today.
Okay, we got to get out of here. Want to remind you again, Wednesday night, what a major lineup of cars with that round-robin tag match and Lawler putting up that old belt. We got to get out of here. For Dave Brown, Corey Macklin, Lance Russell, bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.